It's over!
He's done it again! Unbelievable!
Oh, straight into the roof of the net.
Nice one.
Straight down the middle. So a good performance from both teams.
Hi, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get this show started. On the show today, it's about the superstars across sports and how clubs and franchises and various sporting teams treat them. First up, Mumbai's faith on Rohit Sharma finally pays off. He stands tall against Chennai last night. Shows he doesn't need the captaincy badge to be a leader. Plays a match-winning knock to crush his opposition. Does star power still rule in the IPL? No star power sway in Manchester City though. Kevin De Bruyne has been left out in the cold, and that's rankled not just the football star but also the world and fans alike. Is Manchester City faltering in building a legacy? I'll tell you how. And the top story in India, BCCI announced the contracts for the men. Who made it and who didn't? And what do the retentions, inclusions and cuts say about the board's thinking this time around? All of that heading your way, but first a look at the headlines on Sports 360. Starting with cricket, Abhishek Nair will join Kolkata for their next IPL match against Gujarat as the assistant coach. He goes back there. Nair, who was part of Kolkata's IPL 2024 winning campaign, joined the Indian team in similar capacity. Recently, he was let go of by the Indian Cricket Board as a routine rejig. In football, after their Champions League exit, Real Madrid registered a narrow 1-0 win over Athletic Club. It was goalless for most of the game until Federico Valverde scored the winner in stoppage time. Despite the win, Real Madrid are trailing their arch-rivals and table toppers Barcelona by 4 points with 6 games to go. In tennis, number 1 seed Carlos Alcaraz failed to win another ATP Masters title despite the momentum in Alcaraz's favour. The Spaniard lost to Holger Rune in straight sets. This is Rune's first ATP title since winning the BMW Open at Munich in 2023. Over in Formula One, McLaren's dominance continued at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Oscar Piastri won in Jeddah as he pipped Red Bull's Max Verstappen, who finished second after the defending world champion was penalised 5 seconds for leaving the track and gaining advantage in the first corner. Charles Leclerc finished third as he registered Ferrari's first podium finish for the season. And Golden State Warriors beat Houston Rockets 95-85 in their first game of round 1 of the playoffs. Steph Curry was the star of the show as he scored 31 points. The two sides will meet again in Game 2 in Houston, which is on the 24th of April. This Indian Premier League has been one of two extremes. On one hand, we've seen a young 14-year-old make a stunning debut in the league. Of course, hitting a 6 off the first ball and then crying when he got dismissed after what's been a great cameo. And on the other, a senior cricketer who's been heavily criticised has gone from being a captain for his franchise to now an impact player, but has finally silenced his critics with a match-winning knock. Rohit Sharma last night took an entire Wankhede Stadium by storm, and those watching on screens outside back many years on a trip down nostalgia. He's completely dismantled the Chennai attack last night, and there were a few things that were special about that performance. Most importantly, it came when he was being pushed to the wall by all his critics, the impatient fans being paramount. The franchise continued with their plan of Rohit Sharma opening the batting, and he was brutal. There was a world of difference between the way Rohit Sharma and Surya Kumar Yadav at the other end batted versus how the entire Chennai batting lineup turned up last evening. It almost looked like Mumbai and Chennai were batting on two different tracks. Have to give it to Rohit Sharma. The man has been in a corner for months now. Even 2 ICC titles in as many years have not been able to keep critics at bay. He's had to keep fighting for his place, his stature, as most have to. And he stayed calm, though, and composed over the course of it all.
When you back yourself and you are clear in your mind, things like this can happen. I know it's been a little while, but if you start doubting yourself, you're only going to put pressure on yourself, and actually the experience of being here for such a long time helps.
And of course, the entire management backing him ought to always be a relief. Hardik Pandya, the new captain, was seen watching and applauding the 2 maverick batters steering Mumbai over the line, and it looked like a kid just sitting and enjoying the good old Mumbai franchise coming back to its former winning ways.
You don't have to worry about Rohit's form. He's going to come good like this. We knew when he comes good, the opposition will be out.
Few things that knock proves. Mumbai has not forgotten how to perform in sync, how every department had come in and put in 100% effort towards a collective goal, which is to win. Rohit Sharma is hungry and feels he still belongs here on the global stage at the top of his game and is more sure of that than ever before. If there was even a shred of a doubt at all, the team is not revolting against change. They have accepted the few things that rocked them last year and how there was much turmoil outside and inside, and have come together to win as a franchise. Keep the rest to the side. And it showed again that legends are here to stay. Virat Kohli produced a scintillating knock earlier yesterday to banish all the gloom from the loss in the previous match. He shepherded the run chase like he has done this season for Bengaluru, and no matter who makes the noise, no matter the criticism, the call to hang up the boots, there is none quite with the panache and style that these 2 warlords in Indian cricket have carried today. Even with the clamour to leave, Rohit Sharma will stand up and deliver a stunning knock or take India to yet another historic win. Virat Kohli will show how he still is the best batter in world cricket today, ever evolving and ever improving. And despite Chennai being in the doldrums, the cheers will be the loudest when MS Dhoni comes out to bat or executes a brilliant dismissal behind the stumps. It is these moments, it is right here in these chapters that inspire a young Vaibhav to be fearless or a Matre to step up for his franchise. So looks like the IPL fandom and the sport will not tire of these superstars and legends, at least not yet. As the focus continues to remain on the Indian Premier League, BCCI, the Indian Cricket Board, has confirmed that the setup is going to look like once the tournament concludes. The Cricket Board has announced the men's central contracts for the year 2024-2025. Retainers have been handed out to 34 players, 4 more than the previous year. Some obvious faces, entry of new performers, the return of players who were given exiles, and rewarding some youngsters who set the international stage on fire, all making the BCCI contract list a spicy affair. But before we get to the list, let's first see how the BCCI contracts are even handed out. Now, the BCCI men's contract has, of course, 4 categories. The contracts are divided into A+, starting off with that, is the highest, where players get 7 crores INR, which is around 819,000 US dollars. The second is grade A. That's 5 crores or 585,000 US dollars. Grade B players get 3 crores, which is $351,000. And the last grade, which is grade C, is 1 crore or 117,000 US dollars. Now, this is in addition to their match salaries, of course. Now, this contract is basically to ensure the players are available for all of the key international fixtures through the calendar year. So, for the current season, the board has decided to take a different approach. Many have been promoted and demoted. Let's dive right into this. Of course, A+ category looks the same as before, with all of the star players, Jasprit Bumrah, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and Ravindra Jadeja all retaining their spots, despite 3 of them retiring from T20 internationals and the next World Cup being a T20 affair. Over in the A list, there is a new addition though. While Mohammad Siraj, KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, Hardik Pandya and Mohammad Shami are glued to this category, Rishabh Pant makes his appearance here. He's been promoted to this one this year. He took R. Ashwin's place, who recently announced his retirement. Now, the reason why this promotion seems a little odd is because Pant hasn't had the best of years. After the cricketer returned to professional cricket last year following his life-threatening accident, the wicketkeeper batter continues to now struggle across formats. If you look at all of his numbers, the player has only averaged 37 in the 10 test matches that he's played since his comeback, the highest score being 109. In the T20s, it is 222 runs in 10 matches at an average of 27, the highest score being 49. And he's not a starter in one-day internationals, KL Rahul being the first choice keeper, as we know, so not the kind of numbers for a player who gets promoted. But maybe this year, BCCI is trying the soft hands approach rather than the iron fist that they showed last year. Rishabh Pant was sold for over $3 million in the IPL to Lucknow franchise, the highest paid cricketer from the auction. And he's taken up the leadership role there too, which has been a mixed bag so far. But maybe BCCI is giving Rishabh Pant more faith to repay it in the months to come. Be the match winner he has been for India like he has in the past. Over in the B category too, there are some familiar faces. T20 skipper Surya Kumar Yadav, Kuldeep Yadav, red hot Akshar Patel, who absolutely is enjoying captaincy in the IPL. Currently flamboyant Yashasvi Jaiswal, who's come back good here for Rajasthan despite the losses. They've all retained their spots. The new inclusion, of course, is Shreyas Iyer, a player who defined what comeback truly means. Because just last year, Shreyas Iyer was removed from BCCI contract owing to lack of domestic cricket participation and a listless international performance. Instead of making tall statements and going back into a shell and verbally lashing out, what he did was he proved why he needed to be in that Indian setup. He recently took the country to Champions Trophy glory, scored 243 runs there in that campaign, was India's highest run scorer, and second overall behind New Zealand's Ravindra, and more importantly, was that pillar in the middle overs, right in that middle order throughout the tournament for the eventual winners. All of this, of course, came after a great, dramatic domestic season where he won just about everything. He captained Mumbai to a Saeed Mushtaq Ali Trophy win with 281 runs at a strike rate of 162. And given his IPL journey leading Punjab, where he has taken the franchise to 5 wins in 8 games, this after he won the title for Kolkata last year, his spot in the contract is a no-brainer. And it isn't just about Shreyas, of course, making that comeback. There was another familiar face who's also come back in Ishan Kishan, who was sidelined like Shreyas Iyer, makes his comeback. His stint with Hyderabad has probably made BCCI reconsider his position too. Sure, just a knock off 100, but that was enough for the board to see the potential this youngster carries. But the biggest highlight of the new list is that the board is recognizing the efforts of youngsters like Sarfaraz Khan, Nitish Kumar Reddy, Abhishek Sharma, Akash Deep, Varun Chakravarti and Harshit Rana for their recent brilliance. Abhishek, the hard-hitting batter, has proved he is ready to take it to the next level in T20s. Sarfaraz Khan has long shown promise across formats. Nitish Kumar Reddy scored a valiant ton against Australia during that 4th test in Melbourne when the team needed him the most. The 21-year-old stepped up. And then, of course, Varun Chakravarti and Harshit Rana proved their mettle during the Champions Trophy. All of this proves that India isn't just protecting the legacy of stars like Kohli, Rohit Sharma or Mohammad Shami, but they are also building blocks for the next phase of Indian cricket. They are slowly pushing the young faces into the grind, giving them responsibilities and seeing how that materializes into something better. Sure, the hard approach saw India win the Champions Trophy last year, but maybe the act of rewarding and giving that faith and putting that extra bit of faith and trust into these players may keep the dressing room more calm and bring about more solid performances. The Premier League season is seeing a change in guard. The usual contenders, Manchester City, are out of the title race. Even a Champions League spot hangs by a thread. It isn't just their performances that are causing concerns at the club at Man City, but also the departure of a legend, Kevin De Bruyne, because this separation is turning out to be uglier than many expected. Now, when the news came out that KBD, as he's fondly called, will leave the club after his contract runs out in 2025, it sent shockwaves across the footballing world. The reason is simple. He's one of the best midfielders in the footballing world. The most iconic chants that the Etihad has been filled with is "Oh Kevin De Bruyne," a tough competition to the Aguero chant as well. Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City has had a historic stint with the club. He has seen the most success, 6 Premier League titles, been part of the only Champions League win for them, double FA Cup, 5 League Cups, a Club World Cup, and twice became the Player of the Year for his heroics. So, with such a player leaving, you'd assume it'd be a mutual separation, that maybe De Bruyne wanted a different sort of a challenge. But that isn't really the case. The Belgian said he wasn't even approached for a contract extension.
Obviously, the club took a decision. I have not had any offer the whole year. They just took a decision. Obviously, I was a bit surprised. I do not feel like I want to share because it is basically more business-wise for them. They just make decision based on that.
Sure, City are probably looking to rejig their next phase, where KBD doesn't really fit in. But not even approaching for a single-year contract says something about the way City management truly works. Yes, the season hasn't exactly gone according to plan. It's not been City's or De Bruyne's. But how you treat a star player tells you more about what the club truly cares about, what they stand for.
It was not really a long conversation. It was just what they told me, and then there was nothing. I have to accept the situation, even if I feel like I can still do a good job, but that is it.
Just recently, we saw a massive contract saga between Liverpool and 2 of their star players, Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. For months, speculations continued whether these two still fitted into Arne Slot's scheme of things. The club stayed silent despite all the questions and the clamoring for answers. They only responded by extending the contracts by 2 years for both these stars, which sums up how legacy clubs work when it comes to handling their star players. Sure, they may not be the regular players after 2 years. Yes, age catches up, but they have given both Salah and Van Dijk an opportunity to continue contributing to the Anfield legacy. Something City has always failed to do. Their biggest legend, Sergio Aguero, was let go of, even when the player wanted to stay on at the club.
I had the contract until 2021, and Manchester City, 5 or 6 months before, told me that they weren't going to renew me. Obviously, I wanted to continue because for me, City was home. I wanted maybe 1 more year, especially because I was willing to be on the bench if necessary.
This is a player who has seen City's rise in the Premier League. He won them their first league title in close to half a century, only their 3rd league title. Basically, he was the one who started the Manchester City dominance. But City thought that paying big bucks to Aguero was a strategic faux pas. So they let him go because they wanted instant results, and they still do. Sure, it's great business-wise to be cutthroat and clinical and take those cold, hard calls. But does it really build a brand, an identity, or a legacy? Does it build loyalty? Surely not. You will hardly see a legend from the halls of Manchester United, Liverpool, Real Madrid, or Barcelona playing for a rival club. Let's take Cristiano Ronaldo as example, who took his first steps in English football with Manchester United. When he wanted to return to the Premier League, he had offers from Manchester City. But still, he chose the struggling United to come back to. Even during his exit and his feud with Erik ten Hag, the manager then, he criticized the manager but not the club. Sure, City can buy any player in the world to continue their domination or make a comeback next season. But will they have players who want to give their all to the club? Because if City is considering players as mere employees, it goes logically that the footballers too would consider this as just a job. What Man City is failing to understand is that it is no corporate setup. It's sport, it's football, which is built on and is bound by emotions, passion, and true loyalty. Time for last serve. In a unique race in China, more than 20 robots competed with humans in a half marathon in Beijing. Now, while they were far from outrunning the humans, it still made for a very interesting early display of technology entering yet another territory. Take a look. That wraps it up here on Firstpost. I'll, of course, join you again tomorrow. Till then, do take care. Have a lovely day. Bye.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India, what we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Bluntly, Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.